Hi everybody, I'm Megan Graney and I'm a student at Madison College. I'm currently taking developmental psychology, and for our end of class project we have been asked to select an age group from the textbook, do an observation, and make a video talking about our observation and applying it to some of the developmental theories that we've learned about in class. For my age group, I chose to discuss early childhood children and more specifically their psychosocial development. I did my observation at Vilas Zoo in Vilas Park. Once I got to the zoo, in the children's zoo, they have a play area there, and I did see a lot of active social play. Active social play is very important for early childhood children because as their theory of mind develops and they become less egocentric, they are capable of having social play with kids their own age, and they eagerly seek out playmates. I saw a lot of kids running, climbing, jumping, and I saw a couple boys throwing their football around, and I did see kids chasing each other, which is a form of rough and tumble play. How the play area set up there, they had a rope ladder that looked like netting, and they had a tower and then a tube slide. A lot of the kids, I feel like, were intrinsically motivated to climb that rope ladder to get to the top of the tower so they could go on down that big old tube slide. Some of the kids got a little stuck and had trouble with that task with the rope ladder, but they persevered and made it to the top of the tower. And once they got to the top, they were very excited. They were waving down to their parents, "Hey, Mom, look at me," or "Watch this," as they eagerly went down that slide. Some of the kids were a little more tentative to go down the slide, and one of the parents had to send one of the children's older sibling up there to go down the slide with them. Once the child went down the slide, they were full of smiles, they were very excited, and their parents met them with positive encouragement and praise. "You made it," and "Wow, you went really fast." And that positive praise could be a form of verbal reinforcement, especially for some of those children that were a little more tentative to go down the slide. And that would be an example of operant conditioning in behaviorism. Also, going down the slide could be an example of a positive initiative. During Erikson's third stage of development, we see preschool children struggling with the initiative versus guilt crisis. They want to be a little more assertive, take a little more charge in their own life, and have a leadership role in some of their decisions and what they decide to do that day, and the activities they choose or the friends that they choose to make. I did see an example of negative initiative as well when I did my observation at the zoo. When I was going into the zoo, there was a young girl at the gate. She had her arms crossed, she was shaking her head, pouting her lips. She did not want to be at the zoo that day, and she was being assertive and letting her mom know that. Her mother, of course, was not understanding her child's behavior, and she was trying to direct it. She had her hand at her hip. She was telling her to get here, come here right now. So she was letting her child know that her behavior, her initiative, was more of one that was perceived as negative. Another thing I noticed about during my age group was emotional regulation. I did see a young boy get scooped up by his dad, and he was bawling his eyes out. He did not want to leave the play area, but the dad said it was time to go have lunch, and he assured his young son that they'd be back after they ate to play some more. As the boy grows older, he'll have a better handle on how to control his emotional outbursts as his brain continues to grow and develop, and as he experiences new things that help him control his emotions. I also saw a lot of pro-social behavior. Kids were taking turns on the monkey bars. They were pushing each other on the swing set, and that has a big part of empathy development and how the kids' moral reasoning develops, and they exhibit more pro-social behavior. I did see a few examples of social learning theory being displayed. Some of the younger kids were looking up to their older siblings on how to do certain things, like climb the rope ladder or do the monkey bars. And I did see a young girl on the equipment with a young toddler boy, and he was looking up to her about how to do the car spring riders where you go back and forth. And I enjoyed seeing that. During early childhood, it's very important for them to have love and belonging. It's that tier in the pyramid for the humanism theory. Kids want to feel socially accepted among their peers, and this is why a lot of girls play with girls and a lot of boys play with boys. And I did see examples of that during my observation. I also noticed a lot of sex preferences coming about during this age, which could be attributed to sociocultural theory. As the kids get older, they, are very influenced by their peers, their parents, their teachers, the society, and their culture about how to dress. I saw girls wearing purple and pink. They had their hair done up in ponytails, pigtails, and braids. I saw a lot of young boys wearing athletic t-shirts and superhero t-shirts. I did see a young boy wearing Milwaukee Brewers socks, and I think that has a big deal attributed to sociocultural theory, as I mentioned earlier. Overall, I really enjoyed my observation at the zoo and learning about early childhood children, and I really enjoyed taking a developmental psychology class, and I appreciate you all listening to what I have to say, and I hope you all have a great day, and thank you very much.